Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is a glorious day here in downtown Jackson, Ohio. The sun is shining. It's a little cool outside. The birds are still chirping. They haven't flown the coop yet. We're good to go. How are you guys?
We're great.
Yeah?
I thought it was a little chilly this morning.
It is a little chilly.
I love
It's invigorating.
That's a good word for it.
Really invigorating. It feels like Apple Festival, which is kind of ironic because that's why you're here. But
Exactly.
yes, it is definitely gets the blood to pumping.
Yeah,
So,
you've got to do something to stay warm.
Yeah, you gotta if you have
Turn the
a
heat on.
light, if you have a jacket, you might want to throw it on this morning, or a sweatshirt, even if you have your shorts on, and head on to where you're going to go, because it is a little chilly, but it should be lovely as the day rolls on. Good day to make apple butter.
Yes, it would be a good day to make apple butter.
I'm trying to segue in there and be all smooth about it.
Nice, smooth
Yeah.
segue.
So you boys are here today, and you have your shirts with apples on.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that, right?
Yes.
Well, what are shirts?
Yeah, we're going to talk about those too.
Well, people, what was the, people was getting our crew mixed up with the Jaffe crew. And so we tried to, variate a little bit so
Gotcha.
people might know the difference. So we got shirts.
That makes total sense. If not, just throw up a booth or something and just pitch in and help, right? Everybody can help each other. All right, well, I'll tell you what, we do have our friends here from the Victory Grange, and we're going to be talking about apple butter making and how you can help, and some of the fun things that they have going on. So let's have a message, and we'll be back right after this.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with our friends from the Victory Grange. And if you would, tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Rick Neal.
Marty Ross.
Yes, and you two have been here, shall we say, a few times.
Yes.
To talk about this, that, and the other.
I wear different
You
hats.
do. You have several different hats that you wear, and that's okay. We love having you here. And but no, we were talking about your shirts earlier, but you all with the Victory Grange have some really cool new shirts this year. Are you going to sell those, or are you going to?
No, it's for the members.
Just for the members only. Okay.
With your membership dues, you get a shirt.
Okay, and it says, turn around.
Oh.
Farm fresh apple butter since 1951, Victory Grange, Jackson, Ohio. Very cool shirt.
I think they actually made apple butter before that, but it was at the Grange and not at the
Not
Apple
at
Fest.
the Apple Festival. Okay.
But this past weekend was our pre-Apple Festival apple butter making, and we had several people show up. We appreciate all the print news and social media news to get those people out there, but we did that, and we have made around 580 quarts, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Well over
Something like
500, yeah.
We bought too many apples, and I'm not kidding. It was that close to the top of the kettles. We had 3 kettles.
Dude,
and
that's scary.
It was scary
Considering
for a
you've
while.
got to keep those things
Yeah, you
moving.
have to.
You can't let it sit.
Our real big pot, I thought, how are they going to dip that out? Because
Right?
it's going to show for when you dip out. But we've got an expert doing it, so
Okay, you guys got it done.
yeah.
But that went really well, and we have learned from some of the older members that, or more experienced members, I should say, the ones that have been there longer, that we had probably 30 people there this weekend, and they used to have 80 to 100 members.
Whoa.
And yes. And
That's
so
wild.
we've got about 50 members, I think, right now.
No, we.
Oh, not that many?
No, we don't even have 20.
Oh, okay. Embellish, I guess.
10, 20, 50 is fine.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why we need the volunteers.
Yeah, sure.
That's the whole reason. But they said in years past they would start in August and make apple butter every weekend and bring 4,000 quarts into the Apple Festival. And we're doing 800, so we don't want to overuse our volunteers to make that much, but it's a good start for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, before I forget, and we're also, especially toward the end of the Apple Festival, with OSU coming, we're expecting an overload of people also. So
Yes.
we would like to have a lot of, people to come help us out with that, because we're expecting, OSU to bring a lot of people into town.
Oh, honey, are they ever
Yes.
going to? Plus, just putting the band in the middle of town. I mean, that's what, 200 or 300 and some more people that, will be in downtown Jackson. So that's really kind of wild if you think about it. It's pretty cool.
We were on Pearl Street after we made apple butter a couple of years ago, and we were sitting on Pearl Street, and OU was on Church Street.
Yeah.
And they did a concert while they were standing there
That's cool.
for everybody around. It was wonderful, had a wonderful sound. So I'd say that OSU will be doing something on that line also.
I would say, I mean, you're standing around, you love to play your instruments,
Right.
so why not, right?
Right.
So tell us, do you guys have any of the history of how the apple butter got to be being made at the Victory Grange? You know anything about that? Like who started it or how it started in 1951?
Well, not really as to why.
I wonder if there's like a story. Yeah.
Well,
Why they picked
the
apple.
way the Grange
Yeah.
worked, it was more or less farm people in the area
Sure.
that came together, and it was they had their own community, and they would get together and make different things, work on different things. I'm sure they did quilting and stuff like that, and
That would make sense.
Yeah, and they just every once in a while would get together and do an activity and to help each other and help the other farmers, and it's more of a agricultural group that that's what it's based on, and of course there's fewer and fewer farmers all the time.
Right, I know. And the ones that are farming.
Yes, they are.
And I guess it would make sense that they started back in the 50s or whatever doing this apple butter because apples are our heritage, and there was probably an abundance of them here
Right.
in the community, and they were like, I'm sure it was like, what can we do with these apples?
And it might have been just excess that they made too.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I think people were probably saying, "Why don't you come to the Apple Festival?"
Yeah.
And there might have been other groups that were doing it uptown also, but ours seems to be the one that's hung on the
It's
longest.
stuck.
And-
We've talked about this here on the air, but I just remember being a little girl and going to the different Granges with my grandmother and my Uncle Lewis, who's my great uncle. And it was always, and a lot of times my cousin would come too. And I just remember that like it was yesterday, the bean dinners and the socialization, and they would have toys for us kids to play while everyone was just sitting around, socializing. And I remember pick up sticks and the barrel of monkeys and all kind of fun stuff we used to play with. So yeah, Limerick Grange,
Yeah.
Victory Grange, I remember all those.
Yeah, my dad's mom used to go out to Limerick, and they actually had quilting bees.
Oh, I could see
And they
that.
had like 2 or 3 of the machines set up and or racks. I don't know what they call it, but like 6 or 7 women would sit around a quilt and do the stitching and everything and put them together.
Well, at the Grange conference every year, or whatever you want to call it, they have just a room, of quilts and homemade items, it's kind of, rustic type things and everything that Grange members have made, and all this type of stuff, that they've gone, to the Grange to make, and all this type of thing. So.
It's pretty cool.
Some are still there, but Victory Grange is the only active Grange left in Jackson County.
Is it really? Okay.
Yes. So, and with 20 members, that's kind of hard to do. So
I get it.
But so
join.
Yes,
you should join.
We would love for people to join, especially people your age that's much younger than us, because we're not, we don't have that much longer to be able to do that. So, people with families and that type of thing, to maybe take an interest in,
I think
carry
we've
on the
had,
tradition.
5 or 6 new members in the last year or
but
so.
none of them were spring chickens.
No. Yeah, we need some spring chickens.
I gotcha. Spring chickens, heard.
Yes.
So,
Well, which brings us to the making of things and the traditions that the Granges all had. Apple butter is certainly, when you think of the Victory Grange, that's what you think of. And it's funny thinking back about apple butter, and I think I told you guys that like when I was in college, I had like professors would be like, "Oh, you're from Jackson, grab me. Are you going to the Apple Festival? Like, here's money." And I'm like, I just assumed because we always had plenty of Victory Grange apple butter always in the refrigerator or the cabinet or whatever. I just assumed that was a thing. Like everybody had that. And to understand once that happened, that people were throwing money at me to bring it back, what a treat it truly is and how special it truly is. And you all are still doing that.
Yeah, we have people come from Dayton, Cincinnati, say up around Piqua, up above Columbus, West Virginia.
It's
Well,
not
they come
everywhere,
there
it's not. It's
just
special
to
One of
here.
my old
So-
neighbors, she lives in Florida. She comes every year,
Yeah.
So, but last year, my wife, we were in the car and her phone rang and she goes, "Who is this?" and everything. She answered the phone, and someone from Jaffe had referred this lady who called Jaffe about apple butter and gave her my wife's phone number.
Oh my gosh.
So I talked to this lady, and this lady lived up north of Newark, and she said, I was cleaning out a cabinet and I came across this stuff that said Victory Grange apple butter. And she says, "I don't know where it came from, but I opened it up and it's delicious. Do you have any more?"
There you go.
And so
One taste is all it takes.
and I
it's
said,
true.
"I think we have maybe 5 quarts left, and that's it." And she says, "I'll take all 5 of them." She says, "How do you get to Jackson?" I said, "Well, let's just meet halfway." So I.
Aw, that was
so
sweet
I-
of
That's
you.
service with
Yeah,
us.
that is service. You got it.
But
That's awesome.
it's surprising, and so I'm expecting to hear from her again this year. So
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's like it's infamous, and
Well, on that note, I want to give people out there their timing. We start in the morning to make apple butter, and then we pull it off each evening around 5:30. We sell it then. If we don't sell it all that evening, that carries over to the morning. It's usually gone by noon, sometimes 10 o'clock.
oh yeah,
On Wednesdays, it's gone early because people are coming up for the Wednesday afternoon parade.
Sure.
And other things that happen. But you have to get there early in the morning, which we get there at 7. And we'll start selling 7:15 or whatever after we get the trailer opened up and all that. But or get there 5:30 to 6 when we're pulling it off, and by
Literally
then,
like hot off the press,
yeah,
man.
a lot of people come like 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon and say, well, when's this batch going to be done? They're thinking we make 4 or 5 a day, and it takes all day to make it. So they're saying, well, I've got to leave town. I wanted some apple butter. So your timing is imperative here, that you need to be there early in the morning or in the evening when we're pulling it off.
And it's nothing to see people pull their, trucks up or cars and buy like cases of
Yeah,
it. Like,
exactly.
I mean, it's
We do have curbside service there too. If you've got, and everything, you can just pull up to our tent. And
Oh, yeah.
and we'll
I've
put
done
it
that.
in the car for you. So
sure.
But and then on usually Wednesday night and Saturday night, people in town for the parades. The line starts forming about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and extends for a block, whichever way they want to extend it, but usually a block or so.
Oh my goodness.
And and then as soon as we dip it out, jar it, and then we have to count it. And then after we count it, we start selling it. And then it moves pretty quickly. And we always tell people to be careful because it's
still hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
And so we put it in paper bags to help insulate it a little bit. But it can be hot to carry. So
So tell us what we're looking at here, guys.
Oh, well, that's me stirring.
Yeah.
And on the right, Tom Stewart's dipping out, putting it in the jar right there. So that's a pretty full kettle there.
Yes, it is.
So
Look how strong you are.
yeah,
No,
we
because
take turns.
I think a lot of people don't understand that big paddle that you're holding in that picture, you cannot stop that. Once it starts,
Right.
you cannot stop because it will scorch in 2 seconds.
We
flat.
put water in and let it come to a near boil. Then when we start putting apples in, you have to keep stirring
Gotta keep stirring.
continuously, or it'll scorch on the bottom, and then you have big, ugly, and bad tasting
Plus,
flakes.
it tastes burnt.
Yeah,
you
it
don't
does.
want that. So
So
put that
it's-
picture back up, if you would, Adrian, of the apple butter.
The jar?
Well, the stirring and stuff.
Yeah.
that's
so
what we made this past weekend.
That's what we'll be bringing up.
That's about half of what we did.
So
this
that's
past
the original.
weekend.
So if you see that Victory Grange sticker there, then you know you've got the good stuff.
Oh, yes.
we like to think so.
That's right. So now, how did you jar? Thank you, Adrian. How did you jar those up? Are there different sizes or?
We do quarts and pints.
Okay.
And as you saw in that one picture, this year, Tom and Stuart and his son Daniel did the dipping. They just use a little aluminum saucepan, dip it,
Hey,
pour it in a
whatever
jar.
works.
They set it on the table and they pick up the next one. We have a little conveyor going. We have one person pushing the jars to where the dippers can get it. Then we have another person putting the lid on, making sure it's tight and sealed. And then we have another person put it in the flats and move it off to the side.
It's a
And
well-oiled machine.
It really takes about 10, 12 people on each side to do that.
Sure.
And but when the people work together and everything, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they just dip in and dip in and dip in, and the two smaller kettles we have hold 40 gallons. The bigger one's 75, but we only bring the 75-gallon one uptown.
To the Apple Festival.
And just for space and that
Sure.
kind of reason, and numbers of people. But it works really well, and then I get to stick my head in the kettle and scrape down the sides and make sure we get every last little bit that we can out of it, and it's amazing how much is left on the side as the level goes down, and then I'll scrape that up and
Yeah. Get you a couple more jars.
We'll fill
Yeah.
at least 2 pints, if not more than that, out of just that.
Yeah.
And something I wanted to bring up too is that our organization has always been charitable around the county.
Absolutely.
And we've given to different things around the county over the years, and so this year we fed some of the kids at the fair.
4-H kids at the
That's
fair.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so what was that Saturday that they did that?
They did it all week long.
Oh, we did it all week.
Yeah.
And if you could put up the little sign there, we got that back from the 4-H groups.
Aw.
And in their appreciation of that happening, they all, a lot of the kids signed it, and Paula Stewart brought this
Love
to
that.
us this weekend, and it's really nice to see that they appreciate what we do for them. So that's, that was our big thing this year, but we've given to various
Yes.
things around the county.
In our bylaws, there is a percentage of all the profits that we make go back into some type of charitable organization. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So I
So
did
buy
one-
lots of apple butter so they can help more people.
Which right now, our goal today is to get people to stop by all week during the Apple Festival to help us out some. So
And like you've said, if you stop by to buy some and you want to help stir, or you haven't cranked an apple peeler,
Right? It's fun.
it is fun.
We'll let you do it all.
And then you can enjoy the fruits of your labor,
Exactly.
pun intended,
Exactly.
and literally say that you had part in it, and
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Well, last year, my brother that lives in Tip City, he brought his family with him, and his son and his wife live in St. Louis, and they have 2 younger boys. And Andy got on the stick and stirred a while, and then I took it from him and stirred some, and his older son Johnny, they said, "Do you want to stir some?" And his eyes just got that big.
Yes,
and
so
I
fun.
let him do it for a while, and it's heavy and
Yeah,
and
it is.
all that, but he did a good job, and and then the queens come down. All the queens from all
Yes.
around come down. Of course, the Apple Festival Queen and Court come down, and then the various queens and all the events around the area, they come and want to have a photo op with the paddle in their hand.
Well, sure,
So,
it's fun.
but,
It's cool.
Oh yeah. And no, it's not
Not cool.
it's
Let's
pretty
just
warm.
talk. Yeah, we.
We invite people, if they want to take pictures, and if it's a smaller child or something like that, one of us will go up there with them to make sure they don't get too close and
Yeah.
And not to
'Cause,
scorch the apple
you
butter.
do have a big fire up there
Yeah.
with this kettle setting on it to cook these apples, which is part of the charm too.
Definitely. But that's one wonderful thing, and it made it more efficient, but it made it a whole lot better for the people using the paddle. Is they had these metal rings made, and that the kettle sets on, but it keeps all the fire and most of the heat in
Kind of contained.
Yeah, contained and where it should be. It used to just burn,
Oh,
and
gosh.
we burned Merilot wood for years, and I forget, it was a pickup load a day, I think is what they said, wasn't it? And because all the heat was going everywhere, and now it's contained, and then we have a stovepipe out, and I'm always amazed. We use the sawdust blocks from Tim's Wood Shop
Yes.
as our fuel, and once you get it hot and burning, you can look at the top of the stovepipe and you can see the heat waves, but you don't see smoke or
Yes.
soot or
'Cause
anything.
that
It
stuff
burns
is
very cleanly.
so clean
Which is
and dry.
another point I don't think we've ever brought up is that every year we are inspected by the health department and the fire department to make sure everything is kosher.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
just as all the other food booths and
Yeah.
stuff
Right.
are
So-
up at the
Yeah,
festival.
so
Yeah, and I don't think, people don't think of all of that stuff, but boy, I'm sure that the health department is like, oh boy, it's Apple Festival, or county fair, or all those things, because they do have to go around and inspect everybody, every single place. Our only, and I believe this has just become a gentleman's agreement, is that they go and inspect the Molnar cinnamon roll booth first.
Right around breakfast time?
Right around breakfast time. Yeah, so that one's the first one that opens. So that everybody can get their cinnamon roll fix.
I think, yes.
I think
could
that
see
is just a thing that everybody has agreed on over the years. But
We'll let them do that.
yeah, I think it's fair.
yeah.
Yeah. What a wonderful breakfast to start your Apple Festival week with. But
And there's all kinds of good food uptown.
there totally is, and there's been a lot of like new additions which have been fun. Like the bourbon chicken, and there's the one booth that deep fries everything. Don't care what it is, they deep fry it
Yes.
down there in front of the pub.
And then, Gaddy's Pizza from New Boston,
Yep.
they come. They
Yeah,
hit
so
a
there's
lot
all
of
kind
places around the county, but they have a wood-fired, or I think it's wood-fired, maybe it's gas-fired pizza oven right there in the trailer.
Pretty
and
cool
Can fix
stuff.
a pizza in about 3 minutes, so it's
Yeah, there's a lot of
That's a
really
pretty good
neat,
thing.
unique things there, and of course, apple butter is one of them. So what? I don't know. Did I see that those are yellow? Do you use yellow delicious apples? What kind of apples do you use?
We use all kinds.
Do you just mix them all
well,
together, or
there's another thank you is Furman's Orchards. We buy we've been buying them from them for about 6 years
Since
now.
Richard
well, let's just
Yeah.
say there's no orchards. There's no active orchards in Jackson
which is a
County
shame,
anymore.
But
It is.
it's very hands-on work. So when like the Richards brothers, when all of them were available, there were a lot of Richards brothers and sisters, and that's what it took
Sure.
to run the orchard. But Furman's down by Wheelersburg on Morgan Hanshin Road. This batch we just made this past weekend were Ginger Gold, and he has Jonna Gold, which is Jonathan and Golden Delicious mix.
Okay.
But and then there's 2 or 3 different kinds of apples we use, and then usually when we make it for ourselves and the volunteers in October, the Rome apples are on at that time, and that's
Okay.
what we use at that.
Does it taste a little different compared to like depending on what apples
It's
you
a
use?
little different. The
Interesting.
ones we used this weekend were really sweet and juicy. Some of the other apples don't have as much juice in them. Some of them are a little tart. So they do have different taste to them.
Said
Fun.
a Tuesday, if you buy any apple butter on Tuesday, the apples were about this big and
can
real juicy, and
That's amazing.
And they were delicious. So we're expecting people to get some delicious apple butter too.
Because you had to taste test them, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Can't say as I blame you.
That's one of my jobs.
Which, and Marty and I will make 3 trips down there during the Apple Festival.
To the orchard
Yes.
To pick up
to get the apples. What is the secret to, or you could tell me but you'd have to kill me. What is the secret to Victory Grange apple butter? Why is it so amazing? Because you can get it, I guess, here, there, and
I think one
Everywhere,
thing
but-
is we use the old process that's been done for
like
ages.
the old school.
We use the old hand crank apple peelers. we do have a newfangled pneumatic coring slicing machine, but we still have one of the old ones that you just put the apple in and pull it down and it slices and cores.
Gotcha.
And then the slow cooking is
the
one of
hands-on.
the hand-on cleaning, so there's no part of the core or seeds in it, and hopefully no peel. And then the slow cooking, and we don't try to make it too quickly, but and then the cinnamon that we put in it, I think, is a key factor.
I've been doing it for the past maybe 12 years, something like that. And the people that really, we have people kind of specialize in some of the stuff,
Sure.
And after 12 years, if I had to do each one myself, I have done each step myself. But as for everything, I wouldn't trust myself.
We all have our own talents, right?
We all have our own talents.
Your
but the
your spot of the apple butter making is X.
yeah, but the people that are doing it right now, have been doing it for years and years and years. They can do it blindfolded.
Sure.
Yeah, Tom Stewart's, he came as a baby
Yeah.
and worked his way up and has done and the recipe is in his head.
Yeah.
So,
Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
scary.
yeah.
I was going to ask you that. Is there a written down, is it hanging on the wall? Is there a recipe?
I'm sure there's I think I have seen a recipe, but I'm not sure. But if it is, it's in some of the stuff that we have, out there.
I forgot to mention sugar. We put sugar in it.
Well,
And we do not make, and I guess several years ago, maybe 8 or 9 years ago, before I started, they tried to make sugar-free and put like Splenda or whatever in
Okay.
it, and
It didn't sell.
it didn't sell. Now, some
Interesting.
people come and ask for it, and there used to be one of the vendors in the quilt show in the Memorial Building. He made a very small batch, and he would sell it in there, but I don't think he was there last year. I don't remember
Gotcha.
him being there. But yeah, ours is not diabetic friendly at all.
That's an understatement. But that's why it's so good.
But the people that do it are good. Charlotte Johnson, she is our cinnamon oil person.
Okay.
And she knows exactly how to do it and this type of stuff. And I have tried 2 or 3 times to do it just like Charlotte does it, and there's no way that mine always either seems like I get too much or whatever.
Not enough. And again, everybody has their niche, right?
Yeah.
So, but that was one of the things that we were talking with Cheryl off the air about yesterday when we were talking about you guys coming in, is I feel like a lot of times, your apple butter has a kick to it. And sometimes you get some that doesn't. So I think that's what makes it so enjoyable too. And that cinnamon oil is what gives it that extra kick. It's not like spicy, oh my gosh, this is so hot. It just has that little bit of
You haven't
heat
had
to it.
any of mine.
Got a little overzealous with the old cinnamon oil. But no, I think that's amazing.
Yep.
So what do so you've already done the apple butter that you're going to do at the actual Grange Hall.
For Tuesday.
Well, but we'll peel apples there the Monday of the Apple Festival.
Oh, so you
we
need
have-
volunteers for
yes,
that?
we need
Yes.
volunteers
Okay.
for that Monday. And
But that will happen at the Grange Hall. Monday will.
Okay, the Monday before the Apple Festival.
Yes.
and then Tuesday we start the whole process. And that's a lot of the fun of it. is that we're sitting right out on the sidewalks and the street
Oh my gosh.
where people
So
can
fun.
see the whole process. One guy, I think I've told this story on here before, a guy probably around 50 or so came up and he said, "Where do you buy yours?" And I said, "I'm sorry." And we were like maybe a half hour from pulling it off. So
Yeah.
it looked like apple butter in the kettle. And he said, "Where do you get yours?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not understanding." He said, "Where do you get your apple butter?" And
Well, duh. What do you think we're doing here,
I don't know if he
dude?
thought we bought it in 55-gallon barrels and pumped it in or what. But I showed him, we had apples in the trailer. The peelers were going, the cleaners were working, and the cooking was going on. So I could explain the whole process to him. And that is a lot of the fun for me, is to tell people what the
Sure.
process is, show them. The peelers that we use are from Lehman's, and they've been making them for over 100 years. And
they've quit?
Yeah, they've apparently quit making them
Oh,
for some
no.
reason. Yeah. And we
I think I
usually
have one
buy
at my
one or
house.
two a year, but the old castings and everything are from the, I guess, 1800s. So we use those, and like I said, we have a pneumatic coring, peeling, or slicing machine, and then we have the old-fashioned arm-operated one, which I got to use Saturday. But it's just fun to see the whole process right there in front of everyone.
Absolutely.
And then usually Mike Gambino is washing the apples and getting them ready to put in the pot.
He doesn't put any of his pasta sauce in there, does he?
The first 2 or 3 years, yes, but
That
no,
Gambino
he's-
fellow, I mean,
yeah, he can
makes,
make it.
He
That's
makes
for
some
sure.
seriously good pasta sauce.
Yes. Well, we had a new volunteer come this past weekend, and they brought their 5-year-old son. And the little boy took right up to Mike, and because you're playing in the water, you're washing the apples and this type of stuff. And I heard Mike going, "Well, where's the zucchini? Where's the Parmesan?" and all this type of stuff. And he was turning the apples into something. You know, I said, "Mike, we're making apple butter." You
No,
know?
you're not making pasta this week.
So,
Well, when your name's Gambino, what do you expect, right? Like, come on.
but well, I was going to say one of the new people there that he was talking about is Travis Stickley and his son Harrison, who was 5, and he was a total delight. Well, both of them were. Travis had made apple butter with his family, so he didn't need hands-on training. He took right to it.
Kind of knew this.
And he was
drill.
a younger fellow, but Harrison, he wanted to know every little piece and part of it, and he was
I love
really
that.
absorbing everything we did. And he had some different phrases for what we were doing, but he realized what the chain of events was, and he was a lot of fun.
That's pretty cool.
He brought off his little
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania things and everything, and that lasted 5 minutes. After he saw what we were doing, he was into apple butter the rest of the day.
It was all about the apple butter,
It was
huh?
all about the apple butter.
That is awesome.
And we kept him entertained the whole day. So
Now
it
that's
wasn't-
saying something
that
for a
wasn't
5-year-old.
just- Yeah, exactly. And Mike did his share there. So for
I
sure.
even had to play hide and seek. So
And he helped me scrub out the kettles when we were done.
yeah.
Awesome.
So which means it's not that tedious. It's it's work. You can sit there all day and do it, but if you want to get up and take a walk, or you want to get up and just get something to eat, we have no problems with any of
Yeah.
that.
Or the grandkids are doing something on the stage uptown.
Yeah.
We can
Go watch
we can
them,
miss you for
Yeah.
a little bit.
So, how many volunteers are you looking for, and how do people volunteer? Do they just show up,
They
or
just show up.
Just show up. Or, if they don't want, there's one gentleman who did call me. He'll have his 90th birthday this coming during the Apple Festival, and I pick him up, every morning at 7, a little bit before 7, and take him home every day, and and he wouldn't miss, coming at all, So
that is cool?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've got all ages, that's for sure.
You do.
And that was part of it for me, because we made apple butter one weekend with my mom's family and one weekend with my dad's family when I was like 3, 4, 5, up to I think about 7 years old. And so again, it's the nostalgic thing and just bringing back those memories and being a part of the community and what makes the Apple Festival the Apple Festival.
You got it. So get your butts up there, volunteer, and buy some apple butter so that these gentlemen and ladies can continue to help the community and do great things. So
We appreciate your help.
well, thank
and
you.
The folks on the radio, I know that's far-reaching, and so it helps. And just a side note, the Appalachian Old Car Club, we had 152 cars, which was by far, I think 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we had 123, which set a record, but we had 152. And
Wow.
people were from Cincinnati area, Dayton area, up around Columbus, Huntington. So
Well, I'm
the
gonna
word
tell ya-
gets out, and we really appreciate Total Media and all
Sure.
that they do to help that, and what they do to help the Victory Grange.
That's why we're here. But no, the Wheels of Steel car show, I drove by, I think it wasn't even 10 a.m. And I remember because I looked at my, because I'm typically up at the tap room about 10 a.m. on Saturdays, get ready for lunch. And so I know that it was earlier than that. And I was like, how's it going to fit any more cars in that park? Like, it was packed already.
We had an overflow lot that was full, and then we had an overflow lot, and it had
Good
cars
problem
in
to
it.
have.
So a good problem to have, and it took longer because there were so many cars, but everyone was extremely nice. No one's fuses got short. They understood what was going on
Good.
in the process, and it really helped. And I know Pete put 2 or 3 articles in before, and he's put notices in to help the Victory Grange. So we
course.
appreciate everyone
Yes,
here that helps.
We're very appreciative of Total Media because, Pete, I think he went a little overboard this year with us. And if it hadn't been for Pete, we wouldn't have the people out this past weekend, and that type of thing. So, what all they have done for us, we do appreciate, and hope, we can keep working,
You got it.
yeah.
Hey, that's why we're here.
So, the next thing, that's coming out of this building will be labels. So,
Hey, there you go. You're right. We all got to work together.
so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. And if you see these fellas out on the street, ask them how you can help. How's that?
For sure.
Or any of the Grange
Yeah.
members.
And we don't want to hear that your grandmother used to do that.
That's usually what caused it.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Pete Wilson is here to do some news. So we do have some messages, and we will be back with him in just a moment. Thank you all for stopping
Well,
by.
thank you.
Of course. We'll be right back.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson and his stack of news that he always comes in with in the morning. So how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And we do have a stack of news. We had a paper out today. We hope with a lot of good information in it, working on the next one. Just so much going on, so hard to keep up with. We appreciate all the people that give us tips, provide news our way, let us know things are going on, and then we'll do the best to get that information out there in the newspaper and also slide it out towards the radio way and come here every day to try to do a summary. Well, we're going to start off with what is a pretty hot controversy in the city of Jackson, at least in a certain neighborhood. We're talking about 153 Portsmouth Street in Jackson. That is a two-story house, always been a residential house. And it's not a proposal, it is a plan, is what you would call it. It appears that it's going to happen. The Counseling Center of Portsmouth, which does a lot of drug, alcohol, substance abuse counseling on the back end to help recovering addicts and substance abuse folks dealing with those problems. They treat people, they counsel people. And they are proposing and planning a facility at 153 Portsmouth Street, which they're calling transitional housing. And folks who have come through their program, this gives them a chance to have supervised housing, in a group setting. Their plan is to have no more than 5 persons in there. I guess that they are renting the space with a housing agreement to these people. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be legally people that come through their program. They're just like a landlord. That is what they are saying. Okay, the controversy is that neighbors, many neighbors who live next to and nearby within a block or so of that facility don't want it there. They feel that's not the proper place in the middle of a residential neighborhood. They are aware that some of the tenants there have had histories of drug and substance abuse disorder, and they feel that it probably violates the city's zoning code because that is medium density residential. That's the highfalutin term to the zoning there, which basically means mostly single family housing. All right, so they have gone to the last 2 Jackson City Council meetings in greater numbers at Monday night's Jackson City Council meeting. The largest part of the meeting was a discussion. At least three of the neighbors spoke to council. There were other questions and comments from the gallery once the discussion started with the city officials. But they want the city officials to do what they can to respect the wishes of the neighbors and to have this facility somewhere, but not there, not in their neighborhood and not in a residential area.
Well, that house was for for sale for quite some time. Has it been purchased by
I believe
this outfit?
I believe that it has because they've framed themselves as the landlord.
Okay.
So they either have leased the house or they have bought the house. I believe that they have purchased it. I guess I've never heard that exactly, but they do have control of the house right now. And nobody is in there now, but they have announced their plans. And
interesting.
Right. Now, city officials have looked into this. They are very aware that, I mean, I would say, Jennifer, there were 10 to 15 neighbors there. Many of, 3 of them spoke, and others made comments. There wasn't anybody there who was in support of neighbors that were in support of this housing facility being there. So they were hoping that the city, through the city's zoning law, which was just revised, by the way, would not allow something like this. It's just on paper. You can't do something like this here. Well, TCC, the acronym for the counseling center, got back with the city officials who were inquiring, because the city officials had to determine for sure what's going to happen there to see whether it would violate the city's zoning law or any other state law or whatever that may pertain to it. And the counseling center legal folks got back to the city, and in an August 22 letter, which was just received on the day of the council meeting, there wasn't a lot of times to discuss it or to analyze it. They say that the house there will be nothing but housing. There will be no treatment or counseling going on there, no clinical services at all. If that indeed is the case, and their legal counsel says it is, it does not violate the city zoning law. It's just like any other house where a landlord may rent to a certain number of tenants.
Sure.
I guess that there is a restriction on the number of tenants, and they're just under that with the proposed or the stated number of 5.
Yeah.
So I will tell you this: the residents were pretty frustrated. They thought that something could or should be done, but the city feels, City Attorney Joe Kirby was on the front lines, kind of trying to explain where the city stood on this. First of all, it hasn't opened yet, so there isn't anything to go by on any violation or any evidence that something is going on that can't go on according to the law or the zoning. So they say, the city attorney Joe Kirby says that the city's hands are tied because it does conform to the city's zoning law.
Now, if they would do counseling there,
it's not licensed as that housing facility is not licensed through any treatment by the state. So there's no state violation either, because they say they're not going to do any treatment or counseling or anything that might be construed as treatment or counseling.
if they would, then you get into a whole other ball of wax, I think, and then you get into a commercial situation, perhaps even where then that zoning would not be appropriate for that, and
if there's zoning violations or criminal violations, then there could be repercussions, or the city might have some authority to maybe take some sort of action. Or they're very aware that the neighbors do not want this there, but they feel that there's nothing they can do about it right now, at least.
Okay.
So it has not opened yet. They've not announced the start date. They said at some point last month that there would be a ribbon cutting in August, and here we are on the last week of August. So I think it's trying to be sorted out right now. Police Chief Brett Hinch, of course, the police department is almost just half a block away. They say that he assured the neighbors that he tried to tell them there's nothing the city can do right now. You just heard from Mr. Kirby, zoning law, state law. There's nothing that we can do, to prevent this. But the police will be monitoring the situation very carefully, considering the concerns of the neighbors. What are the neighbors concerned about? Well, they know that some of the people who are tenants likely have a drug or alcohol abuse history, and they are worried about that. They also worry very openly about their property values. They're wondering if their property values will be hurt by the existence of a drug rehab facility, is what some refer to it there, or a halfway house. Now, whether those are fair labels or not, I can't say, but it's kind of they feel we're not against these places, but this is the wrong place to put it.
okay.
So that is where it stands right now. Like I say, I don't know when it is going to open, when they're going to start, but and it will be supervised, but there will be no treatment or counseling there, and that is a key. That is a key. What constitutes treatment and counseling? If a supervisor's in the house and says, "Well, this is what you need to do to stay clean," or whatever, is that a violation?
Yeah,
right there? They will have or do have a clinical facility over on AC Avenue, which I presume services like those can be provided there to anybody who might be in the house at 153 Portsmouth Street. So
Gotcha.
we will see what happens there. Last night at the Oak Hill Village Council meeting, Jennifer, a new council person was appointed. Jennifer Hughes, we remember, resigned 2 weeks ago due to health concerns. She's battling a serious health issue, and she just felt like at this time at least she could not continue. So she stepped down from her seat. She also, by the way, was the council president. So they had to pick a new council person. There were 3 people who applied for that position. And at last night's meeting, the council members unanimously appointed Erica Calhoun. Now, she was not there to be sworn in or anything, but she was the selection. I know she's got a background in education.
Okay.
We didn't have a resume or anything to share with you, but we wanted to get it out that she was chosen. 2 other people that sought the position, interestingly enough, were past council people, Tara Cooper and Jeremy Van Dyne. Also interesting is that in the upcoming election, that's the November 4 general election, 7 people are running for 4 seats at the Oak Hill Village Council, including as write-in candidates, Erica Calhoun, Tara Cooper, and Jeremy Van Dyne, and also Tara Cooper's mother, Kay Cooper. So you have 4 write-in candidates running, along with a couple other people who had filed before the nonpartisan deadline on August 6th. So therefore, their names will be on the ballot. So it'll be confusing. 7 people running, but not all their names will be on the ballot. So anyway, okay. Speaking of candidates, we didn't have time yesterday to tell you about the write-in candidates for the Vinton County School Board. This is even more interesting, I think. 3 seats are up on the Vinton County Local Board of Education. There was lots of speculation because of all the changes in the Vinton County Local School District. There's been, honestly, some disagreement and tension at school board meetings. We have a new superintendent, some other people in new positions. There was a lot of speculation. Well, my gosh, everybody's going to come out for school board because everybody's got an opinion about how things should be done and who should run things. The way it worked out, 3 people filed for 3 spots, but 2 positions were invalidated. 2 candidates were invalidated. So you've got 3 spots, but only 1 candidate on the ballot, and that is Cindy Strasbaugh, who is currently an incumbent and the current board president. So the guess was that because write-in candidates have another week to file, from August 18th to August 25th, you would get some write-in candidates. Well, we got them. We got 6 new write-in candidates. So there's a total of 7 candidates running for Vinton County Local School Board for 3 seats. 6 names will not be on the ballot, but they're write-ins. I'm going to tell you who they are right now. Amy Isaac, Bryce Martin, Laura Martin, Charlotte McManus, Caleb Robinette, and Amanda Woltz.
You better get do your research before you go to vote. Better have all those names written down somewhere.
Right, and Laura Martin recently served as a board member and resigned not too long ago and was replaced by Misty Napier, I think. And Charlotte McManus was a board member for many years before, she stepped down, and she is running again now.
Okay.
So those are people with a history of service on the school board. Okay, last Friday night, we haven't shown you their picture. We want to do it because these are special people. These are the members, the newly inducted members of the Wellston Athletic Hall of Fame.
Okay.
They were, we'll keep that picture up there, if you would, Adrian, while I tell you who they are. We mentioned their names before, but this is when they were honored, got these nice plaques before the game. Including one of the members who was inducted has passed away. That's Tom Montgomery, but he was represented by a family member. So from the left, as you're looking at this picture, Chelsea McManaway, Sammy Ousley, Taylor Fulton, Morgan Stevens, Charlie Lindauer, Todd Montgomery, John Hendershot, and then Jody Montgomery was accepting for her late father, Tom Montgomery. And grandson T.J. Ousley also in the picture as well. And on the end is Wellston High School Athletic Director Jeff Hendershot. So these are the new members. This is the largest class ever for the Wellston High School Athletic Hall of Fame. They were honored prior to last Friday night's football game between the Golden Rockets and the visiting Oak Hill Oaks. All right, speaking of Wellston, The Ohilco Festival is coming up. The Ohio Hill Country Festival, run by the Ohilco Society, is next week. Labor Day is never earlier than it is this year, Monday, September 3rd. The Ohio Hill Country Festival is always on the week following Labor Day. It will kick off on Wednesday, September the 3rd, and run through September the 6th. Why I'm bringing that up now, in addition to the fact it's coming up, is that the deadline for candidates running for the 2026 Ohio Hill Country Festival royalty spots is this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
You can sign up online on the Ohilco Society website, the Ohio Hill Country Festival website, but you have to be at a mandatory meeting tomorrow evening. And if somehow you can't be there, you have to make arrangements with the festival organizers. You can still run, but you have to, say you can't be there and make all those arrangements. But this year, and you got to remember, I think Aaron Dupree explained this yesterday. The royalty that was picked last year will go through this year's festival. So these girls that are going to apply or have applied already or can apply before tomorrow evening, they will be running through next year's festival, 2026.
Yes.
So you always got to stop and think about that. But all three contests, there are three levels of royalty. The Miss Ohilco, the Junior Miss Ohilco, and the Little Miss Ohilco, all those contests will be on Thursday evening at this year's festival.
Yes.
But the 2025 Ohio Hill Country Festival royalty will reign through the festival. It's not a contest for them. But if you do want to run, and it's open to all girls in the appropriate age bracket from Jackson and Vinton counties, your deadline, you better get online, but I would say today, and find out about the mandatory meeting, which is set for, tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening on August the 28th. And you can check online what time that is, but there is a mandatory meeting tomorrow evening.
Very good.
Okay, there you are.
All right. Well, Pete, thank you for letting us know about what's the latest and greatest in news. And we will be back here tomorrow with some winery folks. So maybe they'll bring us some samples.
Okay. All
Could make for an exciting show.
That could. Absolutely.
We'll see. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Beautiful weather out there today, so take advantage, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.